Highlights Hawaii, Cal State, Fullerton. First, we start off with the serving of the Rainbow Wahine, which was on target throughout most of the night. Hawaii came away with 6 service aces, 3. That young lady right there, McKenna Granado. It wasn't just the serving, the blocking showed up tonight as well. The double stuff right there as Hawaii had a team-high 8 blocks led by Natasha Burns, who had 4. There's another double roof led by Natasha Burns. On the other side, that Madeline Schneider. She tied for the team high in kills with 6 for the Titans, though only hit negative 091. She played pretty good defense, led the team in digs with 11, but some nice shots there. And of course, Noreen Yosia. Who says Yosia is a setter? She's a hitter as well. Team high 10 kills on the night, hit 450, included 11 assists and 5 digs for the junior, who has been terrific once again on the Terraflix for the Rainbow Wahine as Hawaii improves to 7-5 on the year and 3-0 in conference play with the 3-set sweep.
From Spectrum Networks, it's the Heineken Postgame Show.
And welcome, thanks a lot for sticking around for the Heineken Postgame Show. Scott, Lisa, and Dave. And guys, at times it wasn't pretty, but I think all that matters is the final W.
Well, it wasn't a night where you could really get fired up, and they hit 221, which is not a great number, but let's just get out of here with the win, 3-0, get ready for Riverside tomorrow.
And when you're looking at this team, again, a little dangerous. They did creep up many times, and Coach Robin Amos Santos allowing many of her players time tonight just to get them experience, if you will, on the court. And a lot of players getting the time and the opportunity to show that they can compete and take a sweep of this Fullerton team.
Yeah, we saw extended time for Kirsten Sibley, who we haven't seen in a while, McKenna Ross in there. And we saw the debut of Kamale Kruk, who's going to join us a bit later here in the corner. And the Nui graduate, she was pretty good.
Well, she definitely did. She plays with a lot of confidence, and that's what you just got to love. As a true freshman, she's been sitting on the side watching and taking things in. And tonight she got the opportunity. And you know what? She really didn't miss much of a beat. Her communication alone with the setters was something that was really nice to see.
Well, it's funny because when I was walking in, I saw her in the hallway. She was getting ready, stretching, and I said, "Hey, are you going to redshirt this year?" Because she hasn't played. And she says, "I don't know. And it was nice to see her get in because I think she deserves it. She practices hard, and she's had some knee injury, but she really held her own in there tonight. Blocked well, had a bunch of swings, and she'll get better and better if they let her play some more.
We saw Trinity Castaneda in for a bit, I think, during the Oregon series. I don't think we've seen her since then. Tonight you saw Kruk. When you were coaching, what was your rule in terms of redshirting? Would you let the player decide, or if you needed them or if you wanted them to play, would you just put them out there?
Well, most players don't want a redshirt.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. If you leave it up to them, they're going to say, no, I don't want a redshirt. They don't want to be here 5 years. They want to play for 4 and get out and graduate and get on with their lives. But if a girl had potential and she wasn't starting or contributing, I would consider it. We redshirted many players when I was coaching, but the player has to buy into it because ultimately it's her decision.
Well, I think with Krug, she showed that she could be out there and she could help this team. It's still early in conference play. All right, let's take a look at the final numbers from this evening's matchup. Here are the stats.
Well, taking a look, Hawaii way out, over 10 kills more than Fullerton, which was really their foe. They really struggled offensively tonight. The kill percentage, we talked about that a little bit, but I really was impressed with Hawaii's serving tonight. I think their serve very difficult. They put a lot of pressure on the Titans just from the get-go.
Well, I thought Granado had a great serving night, and she's got that low, flat floater. When it's on, and she can score. And we need that. We need to force the issue from the service line because that's the only way you're going to get some easy points. Otherwise, when the other team's in system, it's very difficult to stop.
It felt like Hawaii had more than 6 service aces. They forced a lot of bad passing, but the bottom line, Hawaii comes away with the W in 3 over the Titans. We'll take a break. Come back. We'll have more from the corner.
Welcome back to the Heineken Postgame Show.
Back at the Stan Sheriff Center, there you see the floor. UH back in action again tomorrow night, but this one in the books. All the Big West Conference games are POW. And let's take a look at the updated standings for the BWC. And there you see only 2 unbeatens remain. Cal Poly and the University of Hawaii. Hawaii will take on Riverside, who's 0-3 tomorrow. And then Cal Poly will battle Long Beach State, who suffered their first loss in conference play earlier today against UC Santa Barbara. And here's the upcoming schedule brought to you by Levitt, Yamani, and Solder. As we mentioned, UC Riverside tomorrow night, game on beginning at 6:30 with Dave Shoji and the rest of us. And then next week, Hawaii back out on the road for a couple of very, very tough matches at UCSB, followed by having to go to Cal Poly to take on the Mustangs. So you look at tomorrow, Hawaii against UC Riverside. You kind of expect maybe the same kind of a match as we had today, and then Hawaii has to get back on the plane. And those are going to be 2 very tough matches on the road.
Well, we can't afford to look ahead. We got to take care of Riverside tomorrow, and then you can kind of start preparing for Cal Poly and Santa Barbara. That's a tough road trip, long drive against 2 really good teams.
Yeah, that is. And again, we started in Game On earlier talking about never underestimate the opponent. I thought they did a really good job of that tonight, keeping the pressure on the opponent, but even more so tomorrow night. Again, a team coming in undefeated, but the biggest thing for them to challenge Hawaii on their home court. These teams are just hungry. They're hungry for a win. You can just sense that they come in like, if we could beat this team, it would make such a huge dent in their confidence level.
Well, yeah. I have one question for you, Dave, though. I haven't asked you this, actually, I don't think, even off the air.
Oh, boy, here we go.
No.
Okay.
It's a volleyball question.
Okay.
I mean, you coached Robin. She worked as an assistant for you towards the end of your career. How much of the player do you see in Robin as a coach?
The player?
Yeah, the type of player she was as in terms of how she coaches.
Well, you can see she wears her emotions on her sleeve, and it's just fun. It's fun for me to watch because she was so quiet as a player, but now she's animated and she's into the game and she's coaching and she's nurturing and she's doing all the kind of things, and it's fun to see the transition that she's made from the shy person to the she's a head coach now. She's got to do everything, and I think she's great. I think she's doing a great job.
Okay, truth be told, has she dialed your number and asked you for advice?
I dial her number no. I just like to be around the team, so I always ask her, hey, can I come in? I don't offer anything unless she asks me. So, it's her game now. It's her
the baton has been passed.
Yeah, it has.
But you miss it.
I don't miss it. I don't miss coaching at all.
Okay.
And, I think she's doing a great job. And
you don't miss those great road trips? as long as they had a Wendy's, he was pretty
road
happy.
Trips, not the Big West.
Well, the WAC was worse. It was horrible.
Yeah, we used to go to Louisiana Tech and SMU and
Tulsa.
Oh my gosh, Tulsa. Yeah, we had some fun on those trips, though, Scott.
Yeah, because the teams always won. Alrighty, we're gonna take a break. When we come back, the freshman sensation Kamale Kruk will join us here in the corner.
Welcome back to the Heineken Postgame Show.
And we're back in the corner, and joining us a very special guest. Went to school not too far from here. Nui. It's Kamale Kruk, who had 3 blocks, a couple of kills as well in her debut. True freshman. A year ago, you were in high school. So tonight, when they walked over and said, Kamale, get in there, what was going through your mind?
At the moment, I was just trying to remember what the coaches told us while we were watching video, and then I was just remembering to press on the block and just get up early in transition.
Watching you tonight was just really fun because we've seen you on the side, and even Coach Soji thought maybe you might be redshirting, and you told us a little bit earlier that Coach Angelica came up to you and said, hey, be ready, but they keep telling you be ready, so you really weren't sure what to expect. So in you getting on the court, not only how did you feel, but was this a dream of yours to come here to Hawaii being a local girl?
Yeah, ever since I started playing my freshman year in high school, I knew that I wanted to play here and I wanted to make my home and my community proud.
I want to ask you about the biggest transition you've had from high school ball and club ball. Now you're playing Division I volleyball. What's the biggest transition, or what's the biggest difference from your junior ball to UH now?
Well, I think it's the amount of support I have because coming from a super small school, there's not a lot of people that support our school because we're not really famous, but coming over here, there's thousands of fans, and I'm just so proud that I can represent my community.
Well, you're doing a great job, and folks may not know Nui Nui is where she went to school. She speaks fluent Hawaiian, and I understand that you've brought that culture with you to this team and to the mainland players particularly. Talk a little bit about that for you.
My culture?
Yeah, bringing it to the team. I mean, with your Hawaiian language and talking with the players from the mainland, things like that.
Sorry, I don't get your question.
No, I mean, I understand that you have spoken about
Yes.
to the players about being Hawaiian and being able to speak the language and things like that, right?
I just coming from being raised speaking Hawaiian, and that's like my first language, and I'm just so proud of my culture, and I try to let them know about how special the Hawaiian culture is and where we come from, and I help them be proud of where they're coming from and who they represent playing over here.
So your language and your culture, you're majoring in Hawaiian studies.
Hawaiian language.
Hawaiian language. And what are your goals with that?
I hope to become a Hawaiian language teacher, and then after that go back to school and become a principal, and possibly one day become the superintendent, but who knows.
Lofty goals, huh?
How about just saying something in Hawaiian, like a whole sentence, because we don't hear it.
You know what? Talk about your performance and what it was like playing tonight on the floor in Hawaiian.
Ha'aheo no ho'i wau ka ho'okuku ana I mua o ka po'e o no Hawaii a ka ho'ohanohano ana I ke kaiahulu. E wau ke ho'olani ka olelo Hawaii a e nā keiki o ka hanauna hiki mai ana e kulia o ko a e ho'ohanohano I ka lahui.
Now Dave translates.
That's awesome. That was awesome.
Hey, congratulations. Thank you so much. And I'm sure this is the first of many times we'll have you in the corner with us.
Mahalo.
There you go. All right, that'll wrap things up for us here this evening. That's why it goes to 3-0 in conference play. Special thanks to our outstanding, award-winning Spectrum Sports crew. For Kamale, for the coach, for Lisa, I'm Scott. Until tomorrow night, we bid you aloha and a good evening from the Stan Sheriff Center in Manoa.